everyone, how you doing? I'm Unruly. Welcome back to Unruly Horror. I'm back in the bedroom, as you can see, because there's wallpaper peeled away from posters I used to have. And welcome to what I bought this month, August 2021. It is scary to think next month is my 1 year anniversary on this channel. To think, in July 2020, I created this channel thinking, ooh, I know what to do. And it took till September to create my first video. And be sure you're going to get that same video, only better. And obviously with more DVDs, because I've been collecting them. Next month, if I'm talking quietly, it's because it's late at night. It's nearly like 12:30 at night. But don't be worried. This volume will be raised in editing, so you can probably hear me a bit louder. Just maybe a bit more interference, but I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. Anyway, let's get to the videos I bought this month now. I did say I was missing one last month because it wasn't going to arrive in time for July. And this one did come August. And this one was going to be last month, but it came in August. It is a one I've seen before, Exorcism. Now this one is a British and Spanish, as I'm told on IMDb, film that follows a 15-year-old girl called Emma, who, after a night out partying, how do I say this nicely without spoiling things, she makes a deal with a demon that she passes off as a Ouija board. But yeah, it affects her life by messing her up to the point, like, do you know in possession films where they overact in a certain way? You know, like, how do I say this? I can't think off the top of my head, but like when someone's been possessed and the actor wants to go from normal to possessed, they'll do this body show. So to be, as an actor, to say, to be over the top, if they're talking to someone, how you doing, and you know, hi, and the demon gets you, you'll be like, like that. I love how the actor, the actress who plays Emma, did it so quietly, but it has so much impact. Like, you've seen how I would do it, but that's because I want to do a dramatic fashion. You know how Emma does it? Like, say when she's talking to her brother this one time, she goes, and that is so beautiful because it's so minimalistic. And anyway, I like it because it's a good British story. It's got Doug Bradley from Hellraiser in it as a minor character, so yeah, it's a really good British film. And apparently it's from the producers of Wreck. That's what makes it Spanish. Yeah, I watched this one on the Horror Channel back in 2016, and this is the second time I've owned it. It's a really good, like, little horror film. If you're ever bored, this will fill your need for a horror film. Right, now let's get into the films I bought this month in August. I'm going to start off with cabin fever. Now, you might have heard of cabin fever, because cabin fever, when was this released? Okay, it doesn't say, but you would have heard of cabin fever, surely. It's 2021. Bunch of people go to the cabin. They encounter the sick guy. They shoo him away. Turns out he's collapsed in the water source. There's a bacteria-eaten infection on the loose, and it's who's infected, how many people be infected. It's chaos. And I like it because it's so isolated, how it's just that cabin. It focuses on that cabin, these handful of people, and how they got there. That's the beauty of it, and I like it. Sorry. I have literally recorded 2 more videos before I've done this one, so I'm sorry my voice is a bit dry. It is nearly 1 o'clock in the morning, and I've been recording videos since 12:30. Please give us a break. And yeah, it's suspenseful. I like it as a horror. I would recommend. Now, as a horror I hadn't seen before, and a one that I thought, oh well, it's a sequel. I bought this one because it was a bit cheap, and obviously I had just bought the original one, Cabin Fever 2. How do I describe Cabin Fever 2? Imagine Carrie, but without the, telekinetic powers, and without the focusing on a teenage girl, and without the good stuff. Cabin Fever 2 is, it continues, sorry, you need to move me stand. Okay, Cabin Fever 2 picks up where Cabin Fever 1 leaves off. The guy who you seen floating in the reservoir, turns out he's alive. He gets up, he walks to the main road, flattened by a bus. That gives you an idea of where we're going to start, because it's about a high school and high school kids. So gone is the suspensefulness, gone is what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. They're going to get infected with this bacteria. It's in the water, because you see them in the intro delivering water, and it's like, well, okay, we know what's going to happen. If I had to describe Cabin Fever 2, I would describe it as American Pie in a horror, but not quite American Pie, because it's sex based. We get the sex twice, both times completely useless. Not going to go into detail, watch it for yourself. But yeah, Cabin Fever 2, I've chucked it over here. It's a good twist on Cabin Fever. This one's isolated. This one isn't. This one is what the fuck is happening. This one, we know what's happening. This one's suspenseful. This one is, you've got to have sex with this girl. You've liked her for so long. And what happens? You're going to get with this girl because you like her for so long. But her boyfriend is bullying you. And yeah, the boyfriend beats him up, and what happens? The girlfriend at the end sees the light of day and dumps him so she can be with him. If this got any more PG, this would be High School Musical without the songs. They just missed the opportunity and focused too much on stereotypical high school drama, such as, and as much as I don't know how much stereotypical it is, but taking advantage of the so-called fat chick by luring her into the pool and having sex with her because you think she's going to be an easy lay, just because you want to have sex. This is what this movie goes for. Also, what this movie goes for is having a 16-year-old in America be a stripper and have sex with people in a club. Because that's how this film finishes, with a 16-year-old girl, who we know is 16 because she goes to high school, going to a strip club as a stripper and having sex and infecting people. So basically, this is a horror. This is a comedy posing as a horror. It's a horror comedy. No, it's a comedy horror. I'm gonna buy number 3 next month, Cabin Fever 3. I pray it's better. Next up, we have a 2021 film. The first 2021 film of my collection, I think. And it is The Resort. You know why I like The Resort? Because if you know me, you know I like slipcovers. And what does this film have? Slipcovers. I'm a simple man to please. Anyway, The Resort. Few friends go to this haunted island where there was this murder that took place, like violent murder. And the victim's spirit is meant to haunt there, killing people who go to visit. So, you know, they go there illegally, they plan to film, it's her birthday, ooh, we want to just party and craze round. Okay then. Spirit comes, takes them out one by one. I'm going to leave the surprise to the end, but I don't like the way it's done, because the way it's done, okay. Imagine Carrie, the book, how that's written. And imagine, why is that so good as a book? Because I can't see it working as a film. But Carrie was a good film, because they didn't go to the narrative, the book did. Which is the lacking point of The Resort. The Resort is a good story. It's okay acting, okay acting. And it's a good twist. Only thing that lets me down is the narrative of, we see the end, we see the aftermath of the end first. Then we cut to the beginning. Then we cut to her talking about it. And we cut to the story. Then we cut to her talking about it. We know what's going to happen when, at the very start, they say you're the only survivor, but then 4 friends go to the island. So we know she's going to survive. Sorry. We know she's going to survive, and they're going to die. So it's like, well, why spoil that? Because the narrative is they cut for 5 minutes to the survivor talking about what happens, and then we cut to 20 minutes of them going to the island, then we cut to 5 minutes her in the hospital, and then more at the island, then more at the hospital. And that's how Carrie the book was. and it's successful as a book, but as a film it gives too much away. Stephen King wrote it, well, not this as Carrie, in a way that didn't spoil it. These writers give away what was going to happen and who was going to die and how they were going to die. I like the twist though. The twist was imaginative. I didn't see it coming. So all in all, I like the resort. Even though I don't like the narrative, I could sit through another watching. I could. This is the voice. Sorry if you can't understand some words I'm saying. My voice is soared because I've done 3 reaction videos in the span of an hour. In trying to talk and do commentary on video you can't pause is hard. And I'm suffering. Last but not least, I've got Friday the 13th final chapter. This is one of the classic films. I've got part 1, 2 and 3 of Friday the 13th. I used to own 6. I sold them and I want to get them back. So basically Friday the 13th, we get introduced to Tommy Jarvis. If you're not a Friday the 13th fan, you should know Tommy Jarvis, how to describe this, is the Green Goblin to Spider-Man. He's the Joker to Batman, but opposite sides. So Jason's the bad guy, Tommy Jarvis is the good guy. He's got about 3 films where Tommy Jarvis is the main character. In this one is played by Corey. Which Corey is it? Don't do me like this. Is it Corey Feldman? Don't do. One died, one's alive. Corey Feldman. Tommy Jarvis is played by Corey Feldman. And I gotta say, this is one of Corey Feldman's best roles as a kid. He was good in Gremlins. What else was he in? Stand By Me. He was okay in Stand By Me. But yeah, the thing I like about Final Chapter is they were that ballsy to say it's the final chapter. Even we know it's not the final chapter. There were like 7 other films after the final chapter. But I think because, with the Friday the 13th series, they'd grown tired of the same format. Teens, sex, blood, and camp counselors. So they got a bit tired of the whole format, and they said, yeah, we're just going to end it. Final chapter. And then because money talks, it wasn't the final chapter. Do I recommend you see this one? Yes, because the final chapter is good, because for the first time we see people kick Jason's arse to the floor and finish him off for good before he gets turned back into a zombie but that's the next film. So anyway, let me just collect these. That is what I bought this month, August 2020, on July 2020. And honestly, I can't wait the next month. Ever since I posted my DVD collection, I've hated it. Because all I did was do a quick video and do a voiceover. and I want to do a full detail, like, you know, this is this DVD, this is this DVD, and you know, so on. And if I really like it, I'll be like, this is DVD, I like this because. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. 21 minutes. Holy goddamn, I've yapped a lot this video. Maybe it's been too much, but anyway. Hope you guys have a nice day. Thank you.